I think every strong woman in history has had to walk down a similar path, and I think it's the strength that causes the confusion and the fear.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Princess Diana quotes to live by.
It took me 6 years to get comfortable in your skin. And now I'm ready to go forward.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most inspirational words reported to have been said by the People's Princess that we can all strive to follow. Which Princess Di quote resonates with you the most? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Hugs can do great amounts of good, especially for children. Diana was famously the first royal to disregard the protocol of wearing gloves when meeting people.
HIV does not make people dangerous to know, so you can shake their hands and give them a hug. Heaven knows they need it.
She believed in the intimacy of contact, whether that's by shaking hands or through a hug.
They desperately need foster parents, but people are too afraid to take them.
Why?
Because of the stigma, the fear of the disease.
She also abandoned wearing hats as they got in the way of cuddling children. There's definitely truth in this quote, as some believe that hugs are a great way of reducing stress and boosting your immune system.
As I've said before, hugging has no harmful side effects. If we all play our part in making our children feel valued, the result will be tremendous.
Diana clearly understood the value of this small gesture and reserved her warm embraces for anyone who needed one.
There are potential huggers in every household.
She also said a mother's arms are more comforting than anyone else's. This brings us on to number 9. Number 9. I want my boys to have an understanding of people's emotions, their insecurities, people's distress, and their hopes and dreams.
I want them to have an understanding of people's emotions, people's insecurities, people's distress, and people's hopes and dreams.
Di understood that one day her sons would have public roles. However, first and foremost, she wanted to raise compassionate and empathetic human beings.
To myself and William, she was just the best mother ever. She would just engulf you and squeeze you as tight as possible.
Unlike other royals, she was a hands-on mum who believed that family is the most important thing in the world. Through education and example, she was able to pass on the values that mattered to her most.
I was quite nervous about it at the time, but I just enjoyed meeting these people who had incredible stories and who clearly had had a very, very tough time. My interest in homelessness has come from that one encounter.
Indeed, we can see her impact to this day, with both sons continuing to honour their mother's legacy in a multitude of ways. We're sure that they'll continue to instill these principles into their children too. Number 8. Life is just a journey. And did Diana know it? But over time, she also learned how to navigate her path.
Because here was a strong woman doing her bit. And where was she getting her strength from? To continue.
Before entering royal life, she was a nanny, but after her seemingly fairy tale-esque wedding to Prince Charles, she stumbled onto some rough terrain. Even so, she reclaimed the journey and found joy in meeting other people, visiting new places, and helping where she was most needed. Sure, sometimes she took a wrong turn or strayed off the beaten path, but that's just life, and she understood that. Unfortunately, her journey was cut short, but she taught us all that life is what you make it. Number 7. Only do what your heart tells you. Lady Di's remembered for many reasons, but the one that stands out the most is her ginormous heart. She let her passion guide her through life and made a huge impact for the better as a result.
Turning Point has been inspired in acting almost as a tuning point. by enabling people with mental imbalance, temporary or otherwise, a chance of a gentle takeoff back to a balanced life.
She became known for her altruism and providing a voice for marginalised and often forgotten communities. Diana changed the way we thought about physical and mental health. She also campaigned to ban landmines and was reportedly patron to over 100 different charities.
Mi je davala sigurnost da šta god nešto bude trebalo da će pomoći i da je toliko moćna I dobra osoba da može, znači.
She felt that serving others was her purpose. She followed her heart and the world's a better place for it.
She had the ability to literally change a mindset of millions upon millions of people.
Number 6. When you are happy, you can forgive a great deal. The princess was a trailblazer in many ways, one of which was the way she led the conversation surrounding mental well-being.
You'd wake up in the morning feeling you didn't want to get out of bed, you felt misunderstood, and just very, very low in yourself.
She was open about her own experiences in hopes that others might feel less alone.
I received a great deal of treatment, but I knew myself that actually what I needed was space and time to adapt to all the different roles that had come my way.
One of the biggest lessons she taught us is to do what makes you happy. After all, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles too. And when you're in a good mood, you're better equipped to deal with life's rockier patches. That is easier said than done. But if you take away anything from this quote, it's that you should always make time to focus on your mental and emotional wellness.
You said there's nothing wrong with you. And when you said that, a door opened. I thought, well, maybe it's not me. And he helped me get back my self-esteem.
Number 5. If you find someone you love in life, then hang on to it and look after it. And if you were lucky enough to find someone who loves you, then one must protect it.
That if you find someone you love in life, you must hang on to it and look after it. And you were very lucky to find if you were lucky enough to find someone who loved you, then one must protect it.
This was the advice Diana shared with her eldest son, William. As we know, she wasn't quite as lucky in love, but she knew how to appreciate the people that matter. Clearly, her words struck a chord, as both princes found ways to feel her presence during their engagements and weddings.
When it came to the wedding, I did really feel that she was there, and there's times when you look to someone or something for strength, and I very much felt she was there for me.
We can only imagine how happy this would have made her. Her words echo even louder now as they remind us to be thankful for our loved ones and the time we get to spend together.
But someone's got to go out there and love people and show it.
Number 4. Everyone needs to be valued. Everyone has the potential to give something back. If you ever needed an empowerment coach in your corner, Princess Di wasn't known as the people's princess for nothing.
Everyone needs to be valued. Everyone has the potential to give something back if only they had the chance.
She understood her privileged position, but she never saw herself as above others. Rather, she was an advocate for equality and recognised the importance of each individual.
You inflict it upon yourself because your self-esteem is to low ebb and you don't think you're worthy or valuable.
She's the cheerleader who would celebrate whatever you could bring to the conversation. It was also Diana who said, every one of us needs to show how much we care for each other and, in the process, care for ourselves. If we all had even a shred of Diana's colossal compassion, just imagine how different the world might be.
That immediate warmth was always there for whoever she met. Didn't matter where you came from, what you did, she could talk to you. And I think she generally just had a real ability to connect very quickly.
Number 3. To give affection, to make them feel important, to support them, to give them light in their dark tunnels. You just know that Diana was the confidant everyone turned to in their time of need.
I think the British people need someone in public life to give affection, to make them feel important, to support them, to give them light in their dark tunnels.
Indeed, she proved time and time again just how far an ounce of kindness can stretch. Sadly, this allegedly wasn't something she always received from her inner circle, which meant she was often left feeling isolated.
Due to fear and prejudice, many still do not want to listen. After all, AIDS is a killer. The uncharitable have found the AIDS issue fertile ground to air their prejudices.
Even so, her heart was never hardened. If anything, she was driven by her own experiences to ensure that others didn't feel the same way. Diana was a strong believer in life's golden rule: treat others how you'd want to be treated. Also, when you're struggling, never forget that even the darkest night must end. Number 2, I don't go by the rulebook, I lead from the heart, not the head. We could easily write a whole list of various ways Diana tore up the royal rulebook.
Because I don't go by a rule book, because I lead from the heart, not the head.
Whether that was through her hand-on parenting, public engagements, or even reinventing the fashion game. Regardless, Diana marched to the beat of her own drum and was beloved for it. Or, as she said, I like to be a free spirit. Some don't like that, but that's the way I am.
I saw it merely as a distraction because I'm not a political figure. I am a humanitarian figure, and always have been and always will be.
And it's true. When the rules don't make sense, sometimes you just have to let your heart steer you in the right direction. Diana genuinely cared, and that's why she's remembered to this day as the People's Princess.
And I know that I can give love for a minute, for half an hour, for a day, for a month, but I can give, and I'm very happy to do that, and I want to do that.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Carry out a random act of kindness with no expectation of reward. Safe in the knowledge that one day someone might do the same for you. Imagine if we all took this quote to heart. If everyone showed each other even a smidgen of the compassion and warmth that Diana radiated on a daily basis. It was said that she felt that this was her destiny and expected nothing in return other than for others to pay it forward. She's also been quoted as saying,
I think the biggest disease this world suffers from in this day and age is a disease of people feeling unloved.
And of course, being kind won't cost you a thing. If we all chose to emulate Princess Diana through her words of wisdom, the world would be a much brighter place.
Your kindness and affection has carried me through some of the most difficult periods. And always your love and care has eased that journey. And for that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.